Welcome back to the Triple Play Podcast. We're still the Double Play, and we've spent some time off. We've spent some time off, actually, lived life a little bit instead of absolutely killing ourselves trying to get a podcast out to you. But we're
Yeah.
back. We're back for the football season, I think. Nick, how does it feel to be back?
Good, but I mean, Joe Burrow's hurt every time we're coming back, so it's just pain in Cincinnati.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk about the AFC teams today in the NFL. Give you guys some insight into who we think is going to win each division, how we think each division is going to play out. We're going to have some videos in the future breaking down some fantasy content for you because we're big into fantasy football, but today we're just worried about who's going to win some football games. And Nick, which division would you like to start with?
Um, let's just go AFC start with. Why not?
AFC East at the top, I think will probably both be the same in the Bills. Maybe.
Probably, yeah.
I'm gonna go Bills just because it's the norm. Um, you know, a lot of people get caught up on the shiny new thing, but I'm gonna go with the Bills just because their consistency where they've been at the top.
Yeah.
So
Um,
I think the two conversation is where it gets interesting.
if Tua plays 17 games, the Dolphins win the division in my
Yeah,
eyes.
I'm gonna say injuries aside, I have the Dolphins second as well. And I know the Jets fans real big on, oh, Aaron Rodgers, he's coming in to say, well, the defense does look good, but I just don't know, with Brees Hall coming back from injury, he's not 100% healthy. After Garrett Mitchell, you have a deep dive as far as like who's catching the ball for the Jets, which, Aaron Rodgers has been used to that his whole career. One really, really high upside guy, and then everybody else is kind of just, role players.
Yeah.
But I say Dolphins two, and I say Jets three, and then of course the Mac Jones led Patriots in the four spot.
Yeah. I agree with
I,
that list. I
I
I, I still think if Tua plays 17, the Dolphins win the division.
You
Bills
think they do?
finish
Oh,
second.
you think
Yeah.
they win it
hmm
completely?
hmm
Okay. I do think there's a chance that the Bills could slide down a little bit. I definitely think that they're a playoff team again and everything. And I'm
Yeah.
not so sure. I'm not so sure if they slid down to the second spot. I still wouldn't like them for it. They might have a better chance at going to the Super Bowl because they've been through more.
Yeah.
Um, I do think Mac Jones takes a step up for the Patriots this year. I hope he does anyway. I'd like to see it.
When the
But
Alabama quarterbacks get to the NFL, they're as good as they get.
whoa, whoa! We'll talk about a Panthers quarterback in the NFC. But I think he's gonna be.
What you see this year is what you're gonna get. So you better hope it's good, Kobe.
Oh dear!
Or
Don't do
else
that
you
to me.
just or else you just mortgage your chance for to get Caleb Williams or Drake May earlier in the draft this year.
That's a good point. That's a good point. All right. I think we'll move on to the AFC North. I mean, yeah, I've got the Bengals at one.
You see this right here?
I
This guy's right here. This two. That's gonna be a three,
I'm
and then a four or a
interested.
four this year, I guess.
I'm interested to see how the Bengals secondary looks this year. A lot of turnover in the Bengals secondary this year. Some good, some bad.
Yeah, I agree. I think DJ Turner might play a bigger role than a lot of people think. The second round pick this year. Um, if we can get Cheeto back, we can get Cheeto back, we'll be looking all right. Eli Apple's out of the picture now. Thank God.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't have to worry about him being a liability anymore.
Yep.
Lost Jesse Bates. Hurts a
Lost
lot.
lost Bell.
Like, yeah, lost Von Bell too. Screw you, Kobe. uh
Panthers.
But I mean that's the whole reason they drafted Dax Hill and Cam Taylor Britt a few years
Yep.
ago. They expected to lose these guys. I thought their expectation of losing Trey Hendrickson was why they went Miles Murphy, but they extended him for another year. I know those aren't secondary players, but um, I don't. I think and Lou Anarumo is a great coordinator. Has been the whole time he's been in Cincinnati. I trust him. He's figured out a way to limit Patrick Mahomes to less than what he ain't scored 30 points on us yet, and
Yeah.
he ain't scored more than 3 touchdowns on us in like 3 or 4
I mean,
games
they're
we
good.
played.
The Bengals are a good football team.
They
I
are,
mean,
yeah, they're sound all around. Need to get Burrow back though.
the Ravens. I have the Ravens at second.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's pretty clear cut. After that, I honestly have the Brown. I think the Browns take a step up this year. Deshaun Watson got back into football at the end of last year. Some people think he's going to be around the same and never be the same again, and some people think he's going to take a step forward. I wouldn't mind a step forward just from fantasy purposes, but I still think the Steelers are at 4. Pittsburgh fans, I'm praying for you.
I'm not.
I'm praying for you. I hope Kenny Pickett takes a step forward for you, but if he
He
don't
won't.
this year, it's time. It's time to move on. Mac Jones, in the AFC East, Kenny Pickett in the AFC North. If those guys don't take a step forward this year, it's time to move on.
I agree.
AFC South, I think this one is pretty clean cut in my opinion on who should win it.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm gonna make a bold prediction, or not a bold prediction, but it's a bold possibility.
Okay.
I think with how bad this division is, and let me look at Jacksonville's schedule for a second.
Yeah, I would like to look at that too because I think Jacksonville could be as high as a 2 seed in the AFC. Yeah, if the schedule works out like you said.
Let's see, they've got Chiefs, Falcons, Bills.
And while you're doing that, the Titans, I think the Titans are second just because they've been well coached.
All right,
They've always been in there.
because
So,
because we are kind of running through this pretty quick, I want you to listen listen to these games, and then I want to see if you agree with me on how many losses I think they'll have.
okay,
Colts week 1,
win,
Chiefs week 2,
loss,
agree. Texans week 3,
win,
Falcons week 4,
win.
Bills week 5, in
Ooh,
Buffalo,
in Buffalo, loss.
in Buffalo.
Yeah,
Um, Colts week 6,
win,
uh, at the Saints week 7,
win. But that's tough. That's a tough one.
in Pittsburgh week 8,
That's a win.
49ers at home week 10,
I think that's a loss. 49ers have been doing it for too long.
Titans week 11,
That's a win.
Texans week 12.
Win.
They've got Cincinnati in Jacksonville week 13,
That's a weird one too, but I'll give them a loss there. That's 4.
at Cleveland week 14,
That's a win.
Baltimore at home,
That's a win.
at Tampa,
That's a win.
Carolina at home,
That's a win.
Tennessee on the road.
That's a win, but that's a weird one.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I thought
It's like
4
13.
losses, and that'd be
Yeah, like
13 and 4. I think
13 and 4.
that's a 1 seed.
I
But
think there's a couple trap games in there, but I also think that they could surprise the Bills.
I think I don't know about
No.
the Bills away, but I think
Yeah.
week 2, Chiefs at home,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
can
the
sneak them.
Chiefs get off to a slow start every
They
now and
do
then.
sometimes.
Everybody starts questioning them, and then they're just fine. But
And now no one at all, the 20 people that watch this, do not think that in any way I'm predicting some kind of Travis Kelce fall off, because that just ain't happening.
no,
But we never know when Kelce will start that decline,
yeah,
because he is old. He is getting old.
yeah.
Like, I
I think
know. What's up?
the big thing for the Chiefs last year was they had such a young defense, and they're returning a lot of those pieces. So I think it's going to be even harder this year because the
What's
Chiefs.
the deal with Chris Jones?
I'm not sure. I
I
have
don't
to
know
look
either.
into it, but you know, we always talk about the fact that the Chiefs are just going to be in shootouts. Well, now they might actually have a competent defense for the next couple years.
Hmm.
So it could be where you see some fantasy fall off for the Chiefs because maybe they don't have to shoot out as much, honestly.
Yeah,
But rest of the division, I have Titans, Texans, Colts.
I agree.
I like I like where the Texans are probably
Hmm.
headed. A defensive minded coach with some weapons on offense.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
CJ Stroud's got the build for it. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's. I said it from the start. I thought he would be a better pick than Bryce Young, and I still like, if it came down to it in Dynasty, if I had my last pick, I'd pick C.J. Stroud if it was
Okay.
between those two.
Okay. I know I put the Colts fourth. I think they've got some management issues to clear up, but I like some of the young pieces that they have.
Yeah.
So, AFC West, I'm not doubting them this year, Nick.
Can't doubt them.
I'm not doubting them. It's over. Until Patrick Mahomes is not the quarterback for the Chiefs, I will not be doubting them.
Until Andy Reid's no longer the coach for the Chiefs.
That's also
Yeah.
a very good point. Chiefs 1, got the Chargers at 2.
Yep.
I will take the Sean Payton
Yeah,
Broncos
I'm
at
going Broncos
3.
3.
Yeah, because the Raiders, they kept their same coach and everything like that, but they lost, they lost Derek Carr. They got to change over in Garoppolo. I'm not saying that's a decline. That's probably
That's a downgrade. That's a
that,
downgrade.
I,
I'm
it's
telling you,
according
do
to
you
how they want Jimmy to play the game. Because, I know how Jimmy plays the game for the 49ers.
Mhm.
Sometimes he'd look really good. Sometimes he'd look really bad. But I don't know if that's more like Kyle Shanahan saying, all right, you had a bad drive. Now we're just going to chill.
Yeah.
The defense has got it from here, buddy. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah. So I'll be interested to see how they have him play him. I just don't think the team overall has a chance to be anything but fourth.
Can Garoppolo field a true wide receiver one? Can
Oh,
he
yeah.
give Devontae 1,500 yards?
Because it's Devontae Adams, he will still be a wide receiver one. Yes, I don't know what that's going to look like. But if it was somebody that was on the cusp of wide receiver one, like who's somebody that's around that 10, 11,
T.
12
Higgins.
area? T. Higgins? No, definitely not. No, if it was T. Higgins and Jimmy Garoppolo, we
Now,
wouldn't be having this
could
conversation.
Derek Carr field T. Higgins as a wide receiver one?
Oh,
Yep.
it'd be
You
close.
know it's true. You know it's true.
Well, Chris Olave, we assume that he's going to be a wide receiver
Chris
one for the Saints
Olave
this year,
is
so.
going to be just fine.
Yeah, Derek Carr gets such a bad rat. Like he just isn't seen as a top 10 quarterback in
Well,
the
no,
NFL.
he's
That
not.
does not mean that he's not a good
No,
quarterback.
he's not a winner, but at the same time, he's had the worst defense in football like every year.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll
so it's
be
not all
interested
his
to
fault.
see what the Saints do this year. But if I had to say playoff teams, and we're doing this weird, we still do the weird 7-team format, right?
Yeah, what is it?
Where
The
just
top.
one team gets the bye now.
Yeah, the number 1 seed gets the bye, and then
So I mean, we have Bills, Bengals, Jaguars, Chiefs. Who's the other 3? I say Chargers,
yeah, I say Chargers,
Dolphins for
Baltimore.
sure.
I say Chargers, Dolphins, Jets.
So Baltimore misses the playoffs.
Well, this ain't even like trying to knock on them, dude. Lamar and Odell are going to be gone by week 10. They're
Yeah,
going to fall off.
I was fixing to say, if you could promise me 17 weeks of Lamar
Oh,
Jackson,
if
there
yeah,
is.
I'll say this. If you give me 17 weeks of Lamar and Odell, they'll be in the playoffs, and they damn well might win the division.
I tell you what, this might decide it. How quickly Lamar versus Tua on injury. I think that could be a decider on who makes the playoffs there. And I think the Dolphins could be as high as like a 2 or 3 seed if Tua can stay healthy. They could be as low as not making the playoffs if Tua gets hurt early.
Mm-hmm.
But the Ravens are the same way. I don't think the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, I still don't think they're higher than the Bengals. I would never put them up there. They're a 5 at best. But without Lamar, oh dear, they're not even close in my opinion. So there's the AFC. You want to run through the NFC? We'll just do it.
Yeah, we can. We got time. I think we
All right, NFC East. This is this is spicy content right here.
Eagles won.
I've got them at 1-2. You just have to bet on how good they played last year. I know their schedule's a lot tougher this year, but they're a good team.
They're a great team, yeah.
Think I go Cowboys too.
Yeah.
I do personally.
Cowgirls too.
I don't know. I've got the Giants at 3. We're gonna figure out this year if it was a fluke. Last year they had one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. This year they're more of closer to a top 10 schedule. We're gonna see.
I mean, they beat the Vikings in the playoffs. That was something, but it's Kirko.
Well, their wide receiver group is about 6 slot receivers.
That's true.
Trying to figure out who's going to play the slot. It's a Spider-Man picture where they're all pointing at each other. It come out today. The depth charts came out yesterday, and Jalen Hyatt is actually at the 4 spot in the depth chart. Yeah, they got Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton's pretty much the one. After that, it's like Isaiah Hodgins.
That's pitiful.
And crap, I can't even remember the third guy. I have it listed right over here. I'll just pull it up. I'll just pull it up right now, and we'll just real quick just brush it. Giants. There's Hodgins, Darius Slayton, and Paris Campbell because he came over from the Colts. So I don't know. I'd say Hyatt finds his way into the every play role pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then I got Commanders at 4. I'm rooting for Sam Howell, Tar Heel guy, but
I'm going Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants.
okay, Commanders, Giants. Okay. I respect it just because of the wide receiver weapons that the Commanders have. The backfield's not bad. If Sam Howell could put it together, they'll be okay. If they finish 4th, Ron Rivera's out of a coaching job. I know that.
Think somebody picks them up?
As a defensive guy, yeah, maybe not a defensive coordinator per se, but definitely as a linebackers coach. NFC North. This is juicy right here, Nick. This is content right here. Who do you got in the NFC North?
Lions.
Lions. Yes.
Give them a Stone Cold.
Listen, we are closet Lions fans.
I don't know, man. Like the Lions are just fun.
Listen. Mark it down right here. I'll make a deal with the podcast, and I hope Luke sees this. I'm gonna tell him it's up when this is over. If the Lions come out of the NFC with a 3 seed or higher, and this is very, very possible, I will have an Amon-Ra St. Brown jersey before the playoffs. I think this is definitely possible. Like, no way they can't do this. I tell you what, we'll make it harder since that's probably going to happen if they win the division.
Yeah.
2 seed or better going into the playoffs. Amon-Ra jersey. I got the Vikings at 2, Packers at 3, Bears at 4. Because the Packers have the pieces. I
Packers
honestly
4,
think
Bears 3.
Yeah, I honestly think they're going to protect Jordan Love, and I don't know I don't want them to. They're going to have to figure out whether he can play football. Honestly, I mean, like, he can obviously play football. He's in the NFL, but can he play NFL winning football? I think the Vikings are 2
Aaron Rodgers.
The Vikings are 2 just because of their offense. The Vikings haven't had a good defense in years. The last time they had against.
Hold up, pause. Did you see where the Vikings gave 28 to some like 4th string wide receiver?
No. Oh yeah, no. Yeah. Crap.
Are you serious?
Who was it? I just heard this on a podcast today. But you can talk about the Packers and the Bears a little bit if you want to. Do you think Justin Fields makes the leap this year? I mean, is it going to be a tremendous?
Oh, like you mean passing?
Yes.
I was about to say because he took the leap running last year, but
yeah, does he have it?
Give him DJ Moore, and they had the whole offseason to build that playbook around throwing the ball to DJ Moore. If he does not show it this year, then he is a running quarterback.
Yeah, that's and how long will he be the quarterback of the Bears if he legitimately can't throw?
I've seen so many clips of him hitting people in the hands and them dropping it, and I've also seen a lot of clips of him making terrible reads and terrible throws. So like, there's a part of me that thinks maybe Justin Fields can't throw, but also I watched him carve up a lot of defenses at Ohio State.
Well,
I mean,
looking at their pass attempts last year, the highest jump for a bottom NFL pass attempt team ever has been 29%. And that was when Tim Tebow was the quarterback from the Broncos, and the next year they had Peyton Manning. And it jumped 29%. This is Justin Fields. So let's say, even if, because I was listening to this on a podcast, so I'm stealing this off of somebody. Sorry about that. even if it was a 30% increase, it would only be 30 pass attempts a game. So the
Well,
passing
see,
yards,
that's
if you're looking for volume out of the wide receivers for the Bears, you can forget it. Now,
no. I'm just
I don't
saying,
go ahead.
like Fields is still gonna run.
Yes, I think
The
the run game's going to be
backfield
fine.
is still gonna run.
Yeah, I think the run game's fine. I'd bet on it in
The
fantasy.
the only thing that getting DJ Moore's gonna do is make Darnell Mooney not get as much attention, so he's gonna be more freed up in the 2 spot.
So,
DJ Moore's a legit one.
are you betting on him in fantasy as a number one wide receiver, top 12? Do you think he's
Top
top 12?
12.
I say no, hard no on top 12.
I think he could be 12th for sure. If you want, I think he could be top 12.
Okay. Okay. We need to have when we talk about fantasy more, we'll have some sort of DJ Moore bet.
All right.
Because
I do think that Justin Fields can throw the football. I don't know that he has the protect. Which they went with like the best O tackle in the first round, didn't
Yep.
they?
Yeah. Well, they got a really good one. They got a really good one.
Was it Paris Johnson? Is that who it was?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was. But yeah,
He's gonna have the protection. He's finally got a weapon.
Jordan Love has the pieces around him. Like the defense is good. The offensive line is good. The backfield is good. The wide receivers are, should be taking a step forward. Christian Watson, Romeo Dubs or Dobbs, however you want to pronounce it, should be taking a step forward. They just got a new rookie too. I mean, we'll see. Got a couple rookie tight ends. Got 2 rookie tight ends. So we'll see. NFC South.
Panthers won.
Listen, it's Panthers or Saints for sure, I think.
Yeah, that's what I had Saints too.
I've seen people as high as 11-6 with the Panthers just because of how their schedule is based on how they performed last year. Let's go. We'll go through it right now.
Let me go look at their
but
schedule.
I had Saints 2, Buccaneers 3, Falcons 4. I don't think Bijan's going to be enough.
All right. Let's go through it.
Okay. I'll just count the losses.
Week 1 at Falcons.
That's a win.
Week 2, Saints at home.
That's a win.
Week 3 at Seahawks. That's a
loss.
Yeah, that's just a weird. That's a
game.
Ugh.
It's hard to win in Seattle, even when they're bad. But I think they'll be okay this year again. So that's a loss.
Okay. Vikings at home.
Loss.
At Detroit.
That's a loss.
At Miami.
God, that's a loss. What are we doing?
By week 7. Now hold on. You're about to start liking it now.
Okay.
Texans at home.
That's a win.
Colts at home.
That's a win.
Away at Chicago, the Bears.
That's a win.
Cowboys at home.
I think they win that. The Cowboys. The Cowboys are weird, man. They'll drop random games.
I will call your dad at 10:00 at night. It's like, what's up with them Cowboys?
I'd say they win that. Let's go with that.
Okay. At Tennessee.
That's the other side of the coin. Like Tennessee's weird.
You took a win against the Cowboys.
Yeah, so let's give it a loss. Yeah, that's okay.
At Tampa.
That's a win.
At New Orleans. I don't know.
That's a loss. That's a loss.
Falcons at home.
Win.
Packers at home.
Win.
At Jacksonville.
That's a loss.
Tampa at home.
That's a win. 10-7.
That's probably winning that division.
I could see 10-7 easily winning.
I think 10-7. Oh, I think 10-7 both wins that division and is obtainable if Bryce Young is the number 1 pick that he is supposed to be.
Yep, I agree. They've done such a good job of putting people around him. Like I have never seen the Panthers. Like the last time we invested this hard was in Cam Newton's prime, and really that was more homegrown than even investing, going out and getting players. Like the Panthers went out and prepared to support a number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
Even on defense, like they just added Justin Houston, and he's in the back end of his career. He's hanging on, but a 4-time Pro Bowler, you don't add this guy and pay him probably what he thinks he deserves unless you think there is a chance here. And I'm telling you what, this Panthers defense, if they stay healthy, it's the secondary. The secondary's got to stay healthy.
They grabbed the damn like
They're top.
second best.
They're a top 10 defense for sure.
Yeah, but they grabbed what's his? I can't even pronounce his name. I don't know how it's pronounced. The defensive coordinator they got that was the Broncos DC last year.
Oh yeah, no, I
He's
can't.
he's really good.
Yeah,
like, he's a really good coordinator.
you have to
dude,
feel
I didn't
good
mean to
about it.
butcher your name or anything. Just...
No, but Saints at 2, and I think it's close, man. I think just because the weak division, I don't think anybody's grabbing a wild card spot. But I think the Saints take a good step in the right direction this year.
I think the Saints go like 8 and 9.
The Buccaneers, they've got talent in the wide receiver room, but the defense got so depleted on the back end, like after the Super Bowl win, and the quarterback play too. So, Falcons. I think the Falcons start taking steps in the right direction, but I just do not think Desmond Ridder will ever be the answer at quarterback. So they're playing for Caleb Williams or Drake May.
That's what they should be doing.
They should be. They should commit to it. Put Bijan on display. Let him get his feet wet. Let him look good, and then go after it next year with Bijan, Drake May, and a true one at quarterback. NFC West. Are the Rams back?
Hell no.
Nah, 49ers.
49ers.
Too good.
I'll go 49ers, Seahawks, Cardinals, Rams. I don't know. That's ugly.
I'll go 49ers, Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals. I'm not so sure the Cardinals don't sit Kyler Murray the whole year.
You think they do? Then I might go Cardinals last.
There's projection that he could be halfway, like ready halfway through the year. They might win enough to not be the one pick, but they're not trying to draft Caleb Williams or Drake May. They're trying to draft Marvin Jones Jr. Like, dude.
Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah. My bad.
Marvin
Harrison Jr. on the other side of Hollywood Brown, who has been a serviceable one in the past. Then you're making a run. Then you grab some free agents on defense and really try to put something together.
Yeah.
I think the Seahawks are a playoff team.
I don't know. The NFC sucks.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's say Eagles, Lions, Panthers, 49ers. Okay. Now, I'd say Cowboys, Vikings, Seahawks, wild card. And I think that's very believable as the Seahawks getting the last wild card spot.
If Justin Fields throws like I think he can throw, the Bears could be the 7.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah.
They made massive upgrades on defense too.
It is all about whether he can throw or not. And, I wanted to let you know this. They opened their depth chart with Khalil Herbert at the 1 at running back, Deontay Foreman at the 2, and Roschon Johnson at the 3. I know you've been looking at him a lot in our dynasty drafts.
He'll be climbing.
Well, he will be because Deontay Foreman is on the back end of his career at this point. Yeah. He had a great year last year at Carolina after they made some trades. But, I think that's it. I mean, early Super Bowl prediction, AFC, NFC, who's making it? So who you think's playing them? The Eagles again?
No, yeah, Eagles are just better than everybody, I think.
I'm gonna put the 49ers.
I could see it, but I'm unsure about quarterback play right now.
They had a quote the other day from Christian McCaffrey, and he said, they said, well, how are you looking to improve your game from last year? He said, you got to remember this year I actually understand the offense. He said, imagine, the guys that I was listening to, they're like, imagine him understanding the offense. Like, based on how good he did at the end of last year, on limited touches. And now he understands the offense, dude.
Think about, I mean, Shanahan didn't have time to put plays in the playbook for McCaffrey.
Oh, man.
He had a whole offseason to plan a playbook with McCaffrey.
Let Kittle and Debo and McCaffrey all stay healthy.
Now, those are like the 3 most injury-prone dudes in the league right there, though.
Let them all stay healthy. Bro,
they might go to the Super Bowl.
Bro, they will have Brock Purdy looking so good.
Ayuk's there, too. Ayuk is solid.
Oh, man.
Elijah Mitchell's a good
Elijah Mitchell's a fine back, man. He is a fine back. The they could definitely be it. And
And
then
they got the defensive pieces. Good
in the
God.
AFC, if he stays healthy, the Bengals definitely have a chance.
Kansas City's always in it.
I'm telling you what, if it ends up being something weird like Chiefs, Jaguars, Bengals, Bills, I'm telling you, mark my words right now, the Jaguars could knock off anybody in that AFC playoff race. The Jaguars need to make some upgrades at defense. If
Mhm.
they had, imagine they had the defense that they had back when Blake Bortles was there. Put that defense with, Jalen Ramsey playing at his
Jacksonville.
best, AJ Bouye playing at his best. Oh my goodness.
Give T-Law the Saxonville defense.
Yeah,
That
that'd
would
be
be,
wild.
yeah.
That
They might
offense
they
is going to
might
look
go
good this
15 and
year.
2.
I'm rooting for Calvin Ridley,
I am too.
honestly. Like I am
I
so
want to get
hard.
him in fantasy.
There's a lot of people that are like, "Oh, you're paying up too high for him in fantasy right now." Listen, man, you're paying for upside. If I
I'm
want
betting on Trevor
consistency,
Lawrence.
yeah,
You
I'll
know.
wait 2 rounds and get Christian Kirk if I want consistency. But if I've got a team where I think by the time he comes around that I can just take a risk on some upside, I'd take Calvin Ridley's upside all day long. Because the
Calvin
man,
Ridley
the man was a true one.
right, and that was with old Matt Ryan. This is
Yeah,
with the prince that was promised.
that's a good point.
I mean,
Well, I think that'll wrap it up on our NFL predictions
yeah,
video. Please get the word back out there that the
yeah,
boys are back in town, and we'll definitely be sharing this on all of our socials.
yeah.
It's free. It's
Hmm.
free to hit the like button. It's
Free
free
to
to hit the
subscribe.
subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah,
What are we doing? Hit the
yeah,
subscribe button because we're back. We're going to be bringing a lot of fantasy content out and
mhm,
everything. A lot of dynasty. We're joining a dynasty league this year.
yeah,
So talk about dynasty aspects and everything too. So
yeah.
we appreciate it. Nick, you got anything?
No, just I mean, be sure to like and subscribe, guys. It helps us grow a little bit. Helps us reach more people. Uh,
Yeah, no,
other
we're
than that,
going for what we're going for. We're going for 100 subscribers this year during
let's
football season.
let's go for hey, let's make a real goal. Let's go for 100 subscribers before week 1.
Before week 1. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it right there. Let's go.
All right. So hit that like button, subscribe, y'all. Thanks for watching.